if we lose American public opinion, then basically we become Zokkoku of China. That's it. It's all over.
Yeah, they may give up on the first island chain.
You can't begin next year or the year after. You've got to begin now and really start to do
Yeah.
that.
World Strategy 世界の読み方、山岡鉄秀です。Well, I agree with you. But in my opinion, the SLBM type of thing, it's more about deterrence and will to dominate rather than the actual battle, winning the actual battle. Yeah, in my opinion. And then my concern is the reaction from the United States, the Trump administration, in relation to this SLBM launch was pretty weak.
Yeah.
Yeah. If the United States has lost the will to protect this region by all means, and then they are more, willing to withdraw to the Western Hemisphere to make sure they redefine their territory, which is the safe and solid for them. And then the outside the Western Hemisphere, only conditionally, only sort of selectively, they get involved. If their mindset is changing that way, that will leave us quite vulnerable. And this SLBM launch is rather than the direct threat to the region or countries like Australia and Japan, it's a more message to send their will across to especially the United States. That's the impression I got. What do you think?
Well, there's no doubt that at the moment everything is a matter of theatre, it's performance.
Yes.
So the launch of that SLBM is an act of theatre, as you say, to deliver a message. It's like an actor on the stage saying something, and the audience hears it and reacts. So quite how the US Pacific Command, based in Honolulu, how they are viewing this and how they're advising the Pentagon and the President, I'd like to know that. Now, the decisions are made in the White House, and they're made largely on the basis of domestic politics. Now, what do the American people really want? It's not what one individual president wants. He or she has to reflect what the nation wants. So the question is, do the people of America who might lose their sons and their daughters in a battle, do they really feel they should protect Taiwan or Japan or Korea or Australia? And at the moment, while it seems okay, these things can change very quickly, the public opinion and sentiment. So from our side, in Australia and Japan, it depends on the quality of our leaders. I mean, the people of America don't see every person in Japan or every person in Australia. They see the leader. And if they like the leader and they think the leader's tough and good and worth supporting, then, yeah, they probably will come to our help. But if they don't like the leader, or they don't even see or understand the leader, then they say, well, why would we bother? So in Japan's case, Takaichi Sori, she's the best leader since Mr. Abe. There's no doubt about that. In Australia, we have a leader who's a very bad example or a very bad representative. And so it's a real worry. Now, if, for example, Pauline Hanson became the leader, I think Trump would like her. I think she's met Trump already once or twice. I don't think she'd be Prime Minister, but she might well be Foreign Minister in a coalition government in the future. So the quality of leadership matters almost 100%.
I see. I think we need to watch the small changes, and then we need to reconstruct our form, our strategies. One thing I noticed was the U.S. Well, the White House changed the name of Indo-Pacific Com to just Pacific. Yeah. So that means that they are deleting Indo. Why is that? Is that because the Shinzo Abe, his sort of landmark the strategy was the QUAD that involves India to form a sort of anti-China coalition alliance. Yeah. But now the US is just dropping Indo. What is saying this to us? So QUAD is no longer working. What's going to happen to FOIP? Yeah, free and open Indo-Pacific. Is that gone, or is that US no longer interested? What do you think?
Well, I think there was a sudden difficulty between Prime Minister Modi in India and President Trump. Some sort of, I don't know, kenka. So that's one reason. But I think, honestly, a bigger reason is that the United States military and the Trump realists, they began to understand that we're really not capable of being the world's policeman. The Pacific we can do, but you start expanding it to the Indian Ocean and India, it just becomes too difficult. We need something smaller and more simple in order to win. And deep in the American consciousness, the Pacific is the barrier. The Pacific is something that protects America.
Okay.
So, you start going to India and places like this. There's not even Coca-Cola in India. Well, there wasn't for a long time. They have no interest at all in India.
I see.
And okay, there's a lot of Indian people in Silicon Valley and things like that, but culturally and historically, there's zero connection. In fact, India from Nehru onwards was an ally of the Soviet Union. Really, I mean, India and Russia have always had this strange kind of relationship, so India provides no benefit to the United States and vice versa. So let's make things smaller, simpler, and it's like a sumo wrestler who, at the touchy eye, instead of waving their hands and doing too many tsuppari, if you go straight for the other guy in the touchy eye, you're more likely to win. I think that's what they're doing.
I see. So that can mean that U.S. is more willing to withdraw from the Middle East and Indian Ocean, and then probably the more concentrate on the Asia Pacific region that can work as a buffer zone, the protection for the United States, as much as they can afford to. I think. Yeah.
The other question is, at the moment, it's the first island chain.
Yes.
But as you say, will it one day become, I'm sorry, only the second island?
Yeah. Yeah, that can happen. That can happen. So they are even moving the Marine Corps from the Okinawa to Guam, and then possibly to the eastern coast of Australia.
Yes, very much. The Northern Territory, we call it, the Port of Darwin, and the coast of Queensland in the north.
Yes.
East. Yeah.
Yeah. So to keep enough distance from China. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they can't afford to lose Australia anyway. So, yeah, they may give up on the first island chain, they may possibly second, but even, they go back to the third island chain, which is, say, starting from Hawaii downwards.
Yeah.
And then Australia is a sort of last fortress. But that can potentially happen, I think. But then, what do you think from now on? What do you think Australia and Japan can do or should do? I think the two countries now have no choice but to work really closely, given the fact that the U.S. dominance in this region is subsiding. So I mean, well, AUKUS say, okay, so you said you have to live on the fact that you are only getting the second-hand submarines from the United States. Isn't it better to build new ones, between Japan and Australia? I mean, Japan, actually, I believe Japan has technology to build that. I mean, South Korea got an agreement or permission from the United States to build the nuclear submarine themselves, right? Yeah. And then if they're doing that, why not Japan and Australia? If Japan and Australia work together, yes. That should be, something the United States should agree on, I think.
Yes, I was surprised about that South Korean deal, but there may be some financial benefit in it for the United States, and by allowing the South Koreans to license those technologies, maybe it makes more sense. But for Japan and Australia, we have to do two things. One is hard work every day, every week on the ground, building our military power. But secondly, we have to pay as much attention as possible to American public opinion, because we will never match the American scale of military power. We can do better, much better ourselves, but if we lose American public opinion, then basically we become Zokkoku of China. That's it. It's all over. So the more Japanese sports people, cultural people who make some impact in the United States, same with Australia, the better. Americans look to public figures, sports people, musicians, this sort of thing, actors. That's part of American culture. So we have to do. Otani, Matsuyama, they're great sportsmen, and they're kind of modest guys, but at least they're Japanese. At least they're there, and being part of American life, because there's more to surviving as a sovereign nation than just hardware. There's the soft side of things that matter as well.
Yeah, I see. Okay, well, so then Shohei Otani, it should be considered a defense resource for Japan.
Oh, yes, he should be. Yes,
just not just a superstar athlete, but the defense resource, important defense resource for us.
Like Greg Norman, who lives in America, he's done a lot for Australia over the years by being a popular figure in the United States and identifiably Australian. So it helps.
And Paul Hogan to some extent.
Yeah, a long time back. Yeah, Nicole Kidman, Mel Gibson, all these people. It's. You need more on your team than just the uniformed military people. So
that's right. I see. Well, so then we have to maintain the U.S. engagement in this region anyway. That's the bottom line. So we need to achieve that by all means, including soft culture aspect, as you say. But at the same time, I think we can't just live with the what's given to us. When it comes to still hardware such as submarines, in the means of the deterrence. Yeah, the deterrence is most important for us anyway, right? So I think Australia and Japan, we already have some sort of a military, the agreement. We already do. But I think we need to work harder and closer to keep up with this rapidly changing situation, which is unfortunately not really good to us. Yeah. In my opinion.
One thing I should add, I talked to quite a few Japanese business people in Australia here, and I still find that many Japanese companies, especially manufacturing and larger companies, they're still very timid about manufacturing and providing military equipment. They still don't quite believe the sort of Abe theory that Japan has to use its technological and industrial skills to protect itself. They seem to look for every opportunity as possible to say, oh, we can't make any weapons. Well, you better start doing it soon, because otherwise you won't have a country. So there has to be more of a cultural change in Japan's business world, the Zeikai, to say, we are as much a part of protecting our country as the Jietai is. It's got to be an entire industrial supply chain. And there's too many people in the large Japanese companies who, as I say, are still too kind of ishibashi tataki about this.
Well, I hope you can convince them. That is one of the biggest problems we have in Japan. Those are the business people's ethic, that they think it's ethical not to think about the military, hence defense, right? Just concentrate on the business deals in front. Without thinking of the military, defense, or that type of things. But nowadays, there is very little distinction, technology-wise, between military and non-military, right? We can't separate, right? Therefore, we really have to accept the fact that, as you say, if they don't change their, mindset, and then they will lose home to go back. Right?
But the other thing is that there are large parts of Japan's mainstream media who are still refuse to acknowledge how serious things are. Okay, there are some bad memories from a long time ago, but it's a new game. And the game, there's going to be a winner and there's going to be a loser.
Yeah.
And you don't want Japan to be the loser. So it's got to change across the board. And if a small country like Ukraine can produce the world's best drones, devastating drones, well, why can't we produce them in Kitakyushu or Hiroshima or Nagoya or somewhere like that, or Kanagawa? Of course you can. And you can't begin next year or the year after. You've got to begin now, really start to do this. So that's part of Prime Minister Takaichi's mission, I think, is to convince, industrial Japan to start participating in the national defense more vigorously.
That's right. I can't agree more. So,
maybe we should write another book.
Yes, maybe we should. Okay, right. Yeah. Well, one of the purposes of this interview is, of course, to try to let people realize. Right. So, we are still making efforts
Yeah, look, I'm very pleased, and it's, what do you say? 時間の余裕がない. There's no more time left. It has to start. I mean, it started, yes, but it has to accelerate the effort to protect. And on many fronts, political fronts, that is arguing the case for better defense, and also in the diplomatic sense, a more vigorous effort with American public opinion, and more deterrence, as you say. I mean, deterrence is important because it prevents conflicts from starting. I mean, once they start, it can be very hairy, very difficult. But the best thing is don't let it start, and that's deterrence. Anyway, thank you for the opportunity today. And if we need to discuss the situation again in 6 months' time, I'm at your service.
Yes, and then please, well, thank you very much for joining me today. And then hopefully one day join me here in this studio in Japan.
You bet.
Thank you very much. Talk to you
Okay.
soon. Bye.
Thanks, Yamaoka. That's it. Bye.
最後までご視聴ありがとうございました。いいねボタン、配布ボタン、そしてチャンネル登録をよろしくお願いいたします。また皆さんのご意見をコメント欄でお待ちしております。ワールドストラテジー世界の読み方、山岡鉄秀でした。